So I must admit that I didn't really know anything about Christy Martin. That's the female boxer that put boxing for women on the map back in the 90s, so they say. I didn't know that story, so I was interested in seeing this movie, and I was also very interested in seeing it because the scuttlebutt was that Sydney Sweeney, who stars, was very good. So I wanted to see the film. Hey everybody, I'm Sean McBride, the movie guy, and today let's talk about the new biography called Christy.
You must be the lady I've been hearing so much about.
Yes, sir. It's an honor to meet you, Mr. King.
Now tell me about yourself. Jesse here says that you fight in all pink.
I'm from West Virginia.
What's that got to do with pink?
Nothing, sir. I'm just telling you about myself.
Yeah, pink was my idea.
Sydney Sweeney stars as Christy, the woman who enters a female boxing event kind of on a whim and finds that she has happened onto something that she's very good at. Never really explained how she got so good at it or why, but boy, this woman has a talent for beating the crap out of other women when she's in the ring with them. A promoter sees her fight and suggests that she go to Tennessee and work with a trainer, a guy named Jim Martin, who's played by Ben Foster. And he recognizes that this fighter has what it takes to be a champion, even though she's fighting at a time where there really wasn't much call for female boxers. Still, he agrees to train her, and so her story begins. So like I said, I wasn't really familiar with this story, so I thought I was going to walk in and see a film that was the rise of a boxer from rags to riches, to becoming a champion. And there is an element of that in this film, but that's not what this film is about. On the one hand, probably the thing that's interwoven and causes the most problem is that Christy is not heterosexual. She's not interested in getting married to some guy, settling down and having babies, because she's got a girlfriend that she really likes. And that causes a problem when her trainer, as her career starts to rise, says, you really need to be married to a guy so that the audiences will accept you. So she agrees to marry her trainer. This is real life stuff here, even though she's still struggling with her sexuality. And it leads to real shocking moments of abuse. She's been saying, her husband has been saying, look, if you ever leave me, I'm going to kill you. And he sure seems like he's serious about this. And when it finally gets so bad that she asks for a divorce because the trainer's not taking care of her, because he's skimming money, because he's just an abusive jerk, well, he tries to kill her and comes pretty damn close. This is the part of the story that I'm surprised that I didn't know. But this man stabs her multiple times, shoots her, leaves her for dead, and she still survives. So this ultimately does become a story of survival, a story of this woman who's refusing to give up, even though everything and everyone, especially this monster, her husband, is just really being horrible to her, trying to kill her. So there is I'm not going to say a happy ending, but there is an emotional and inspirational ending to this movie, which I think is pretty good. So let's talk about the Sydney Sweeney of it all. I'd heard she was good. I think she is really good here. I guess she put on 30 pounds of muscle to do this role here. She does not look like that gorgeous young woman that we see on the talk show circuits and everything like that. She, part of the problem is that she's wearing 80s and 90s inspired clothing and hair. So that's always a little suspect. It's not quite as glamorous by contemporary standards, but boy, she just transforms herself though. And she kind of throws away her glamour persona, but she's also given us a really solid performance here. Sydney Sweeney has made a lot of movies, and they've mostly been genre things or pop things, and I don't think we've ever seen her really give a great performance before. This is a great performance for sure. This is one that tells the world that Sydney Sweeney is going to be an actress to be reckoned with here. I also got to tell you, I think Ben Foster, playing the abusive guy, her husband, her promoter, the guy who tried to kill her, I think he's really good too. Now, I've always thought Ben Foster's pretty good, but he is so buried under, I guess he put on like 30 pounds of fat and flab, and he does this horrible comb over and stuff. And he's unrecognizable, it's probably for the best and stuff. But I think, you need a good villain, and this guy is a really, really evil guy. And so as far as the whole movie goes, I think it's good. I'm not going to say it's great here. I think it's kind of totally consistent. It is obviously being promoted as the story of a woman's, as a female boxer's rise to fame. And like I said, that is in this movie, but that is not what you're taking away from this film. I suspect that audiences may be a little surprised by what they see here. I think the production values are fine. I think, well, I wish that the boxing sequences had a little more heft to them. I think they're a little slight. But ultimately, like I say, I think this is a good movie. I just don't think it's a great movie. So, all things considered, I think Sweeney's good. I think Ben Foster's good. I like the idea that I learned something about someone that I should have known about beforehand. And so I'm going to give Christy 2.5 stars out of 4. I gotta tell you, I'm a little surprised that I knew nothing about this story here. Now, I realized I was working in the film industry back then, and I had a tendency to get so caught up in a movie. I worked in the editing department, and we just were in the room over and over, like 72-hour weeks. So I missed some big stories. I mean, I missed the OJ Bronco chase. I had no idea it had happened because I was making a movie. So I guess I can understand why I may have missed this story. But did other people know this? Because I'm not sure that they did. I'd love to hear your comments. Did you know about this story? Comment below. And of course, feel free to subscribe to my review, to my channel here, so you can get all of my reviews just as soon as they come out. And of course, join me for my podcast. It's called Two Movie Guys. And every week, my friend Joe Fryer and I get together and we review all of the week's big new movies. Just search for Two Movie Guys wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, coming up next, I want to talk about a film that I'm very excited to talk about. It's the latest movie from Guillermo del Toro. It's a passion project of his that he's been wanting to make for a long time, and it's now available to stream on Netflix. And if it's still in theaters, so if you can go see it in theaters, go see it there. But we're going to be talking about Frankenstein. We'll see you then. Bye.